I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help."
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going back into the Minuteman Theory series, a series that makes you ask the questions in this hypothetical Minecraft, Black Ops, Roblox, whatever you want scenario. These questions, the whole purpose of this series is to get you to sit down with your group, your team, your mag, and have these conversations, discuss it, and figure out what you're going to be using in your SOPs, your standard operating procedures, and how you guys are going to do things should a shit hits the fan situation happen. And then come back and let us know down in the comments how you guys have set up your stuff. Is it similar to mine? What do you think about mine? And let's get this conversation going. There have been some really good videos come out lately that go more into depth per topic on some things, and I have been sharing all of these, so make sure you're checking out the community tab to see the videos that I'm talking about. There's been a lot of good ones lately. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about logistics, and this might seem like a boring video, but it is probably one of the most important videos in this series, with the exception of video 2, which I'll link right here for you guys. And that is because it is well established that logistics win wars, and everything comes to a war of attrition. We are not the military, nor do we have their funding, and most of us are just trying to stack up enough just for us, and maybe a few others, but we are our own little army of us in this area, if you will, and we really are only enough for us, obviously, unless we get help from neighboring groups, etc., so on and so forth. It would be more guerrilla style for us. I am going along the notes that I have in my handy dandy Right in the Rain that I always have on me next to my tourniquet, to try to stay on track. I'm trying to keep this video really quick to keep you guys' attention. If you haven't watched, you should go on YouTube and search for the Red Ball Express in World War II. It's a video that goes over the logistics team that within like the first month and a half, 2 months of World War II, they moved massive amounts of food, water, medical, ammo, troops, and artillery across in the push going into World War II. Then you also need to look at things like the IRA, the Taliban, Vietnam, and Ho Chi Minh Trail. They have a lot of the guerrilla logistics stuff going on, and that's basically what we're going to be too. Also, if you haven't seen the video that I just did on the team roles and knowing how to do everyone's position in case something happens, you can continue on. I'll link that video here. That goes into a little bit more in depth on that specific part of it, of logistics, which is your efficiency with what you have, right? Guerrilla tactics, you know, are typically hit and run type of situations, but you're going to need logistics to help you do that. Where's your food coming from? Where's your water coming from? Do you have enough medical? And do you have enough medical in multiple locations? How are you getting to it? How are you getting it? And how are you getting it back? You have your troop transport. We're not going to be able to just jump on helos and airplanes to get to places faster? Are we taking a vehicle? Are we riding a horse? Are we walking in? It kind of depends on how much you're getting and how far the distance is, and also if those things are even available to you. You might not have an option, but you have to walk, pulling a little wagon, and you just end up having to go more often because you can't carry as much. These are things you're going to have in consideration. Also, if it is in a situation where you're having to do guerrilla tactics, do you have multiple routes to any particular place that you need to go? So having caches of stuff kind of falls in this. I don't really have caches. Like, I have all of my shit and most of it is semi-staged. The plate carrier, the belt, and the Waffle House Special are all typically staged depending on what I need, and everything else is stored and gets worked on. So whatever. Let's say I wanted to stash some stuff at the farm, because I do pass closer to the farm on my way home. So that would be a place to stop and lean, and that would be a place to store some stuff. How much stuff would I be storing there? This kind of will go into the bugging in, bugging out video that's coming later on. So we'll not do all that, but how much food do you have, and how are you going to be able to transport the food you need to go with the team to do the mission, etc., so on and so forth? How much water do you have? What's your storage capacity on water? How are you refilling that capacity? And how are you moving that water around with you? Ammo, how much ammo do you have at a given location for a given weapon? How are y'all transporting that with you? Are you just taking 6 mags with you to transport, or do you have half of it in a pack? Why are you moving it to that location? See what I'm saying? Logistics win wars, but this is something that you need to be thinking about. If you're going in on a guerrilla mission, maybe you need to pre-stage something that's small but durable, like the Waffle House Special. This runs 4 mags. I could have 1 in the rifle. That would be 5. That is enough to do a quick hit and run and get my ass out. But most likely, I'm also going to have the belt on me, which has 2 more. So really, I'm getting as close to my 210 rounds as possible. That should be enough to get me in and get me out. Maybe I need something with more capacity than this. That also depends on the mission. But something this small and compact is easily hidden, especially if you break this down. Easy to drop off and hide. This fits just like this in a backpack, and if you broke this down, you could get this in a backpack as well, but it would have to be a larger size backpack. How are you moving this logistically? How are you moving this to the pre-stage location? Where are you leaving it at? How are you picking it back up? How much ammo do I need to send with this setup and those people? More things are happening over by the farm, and they need a little bit more ammo, and I have more ammo or food or water, and we either put it in the truck or put it in the saddlebags or on a wagon, and we can move it to the farm should we need to, or at least move it halfway, and then they can come and pick up their resources, and vice versa. But then that's going to need to be replaced. So where am I getting my ammo? Are we reloading it? Do we have all the supplies for that? When it comes to food, we're trying to grow our own food. So we will be canning, freezing, storing food. We're trying to get up to like a year and a half's worth in stock, so we have to rotate through all the stuff coming in, and at some point we would have enough enough overflow in that is prepped up that we need to send some food over to the guys at the farm. We can do so, and they're doing the same thing, so vice versa. Water is always going to be tricky, and you got to keep in mind that water is a high value resource, and it's always going to be the most dangerous at any water crossing you go to. So if you're not able to catch the rain and store that, and you have to go collect water, can you even collect the rainwater? It has a nuke went off that we're getting way into the weeds on this. But you got to have water. Most guys are going to be carrying it in, 3-quart bladders or 2 to 4 quart canteens. But water is always key. Medical is important, and medical is the hardest thing to acquire. So how are y'all acquiring? Who's buying it? How much of it are you buying and storing? Where are you keeping it at? Obviously, we want a lot at this location and a lot at the farm, because if something happens, those are the 2 spots that I'm giving too much detail to you guys, but you need to have enough at both locations and enough that so that you can send some back and forth should you need it. You're also going to be doing missions away from these locations, and you need to be able to get these supplies to those locations to have a successful operation. Logistics win wars. We're not trying to win the war. We're just trying to outlast those who are coming in and get them to fucking leave. Essentially, guerrillas. If you have any questions about what we've been going into about logistics and how... we could take this conversation. I do logistics for a living. We could take this way into the rabbit hole of moving stuff, shipping stuff, lead times during a during a normal day-to-day, how you move stuff and how that stuff is tracked and how easy and or difficult it is. We take for granted the things that we have, but the things that we have are also trying to kill us. So it is important to know how you're going to be moving stuff in the logistics, and this conversation can be there could be so much to this, but again, I'm trying to keep these short. If you want to continue this conversation, please do so down in the comments. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, questions, and your comments on how you do it. While you're down there, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed. While you're down there leaving comments, in the description is a link to all of the affiliates who work with me on this channel. That is Condor Outdoors, Jace Medical, LA Police Gear, The Gilly Dude, and Xville Enterprises. Xville Enterprises, not only can you get cool merch from them, but you can also sign up for training sessions with them if you're in the Florida area or are close enough to get to it. Pretty cool guys. Make sure you go and check that out, and or use the discount codes in the description to get your percentage off. It helps you. It kicks back to me a little bit. If you're going to be buying stuff on there anyways, just use my code. It gives you money off, and it helps the channel out, and I appreciate it. Till next time, guys, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Stay ready! So you ain't gonna get ready!